So we're here with Mike McCosker. So Mike, tell me about your farm. What size is your farm?
Our farm's 1,251 hectares, so just over 3,000 acres.
And how many years have you been farming?
I'm a fourth generation farmer. Myself, I've been farming for around 35 years.
Okay, so Mike, what's the size of your fodder system that
This
you're
is
using?
a 3 tonnes a day shed. So overall the shed's about 26 metres by 6.5 metres, and that produces 3 tonnes a day.
Okay, great. And what are you feeding? What's the fodder that you're feeding?
Predominantly cows and calves. We are about to wean our calves, so the weaners will be weaned on fodder, but throughout most of the year, the combination of cows and calves.
Yeah, okay. So what number of livestock are you actually feeding?
Presently, we're running about 240 cows plus their calves. Our aim with the fodder shed is to go up to 300 cows. That was designed for 10 kilos a day of fodder for 300 cows. That makes the 3 tonnes a day. My feeling is that we'll be able to go quite a bit higher than that, because the shed itself should feed a couple of hundred cows with nothing added. So we should be able to go up to around 400 cows in total.
So what type of ration are you feeding?
Just standing grass in the paddock. So a lot of the year that's reasonably dry and fairly low in protein. So the idea of the fodder is to increase the protein levels that are going through the cattle. So this comes out at about 20% protein, and if we keep that level of protein with the cows all year round, our aim is to lift our weaning weights fairly dramatically.
So what were you actually feeding in the past before you got this shed, the fodder shed?
We would undertake drought feeding, which was predominantly cottonseed meal or some sort of protein source like whole cottonseed or cottonseed meal. But last summer that just got exceedingly expensive. Cottonseed went to over $500 a tonne. Cottonseed meal went to $900 a tonne if you could get it. So the fodder coming out of the shed at around $55 to $60 a tonne is a long way ahead of that.
Yeah, okay. So what do you think the main benefits have been that you've seen since you've put the fodder shed in?
Well, the fodder shed's only been running since last December, but immediately within 2 weeks of starting to feed, the coat on the cows shined up. But what impressed me the most was the coat on the calves shined up. And so it was obviously going through the cows, through the milk and going into the calves. So, the other day my brother-in-law, who is a good cattleman and normally tops the weaner sales, told me that the weaners that we had this year were the best he'd ever seen on our place.
Oh, that's great. So everyone's always interested in how much money you're going to make out of this. So how are you guys going? What's going on?
Hard to say at the moment because we've not been in the program that long. But as I said, rather than feeding whole cottonseed at $500 a tonne or cottonseed meal at $900 a tonne, the fodder comes out of here quite a bit cheaper than that, around $55 to $60 a tonne. So that's a lot better. It's also, we have the ability to grow our own barley and put it through our own shed, so we have full control of the food chain. We're a little concerned with the protein meal that we buy that there might be GMOs in it. Nobody can guarantee that there's not GMO in that protein meal, whereas with the fodder shed we can guarantee that because we've grown the barley ourselves, we know exactly what's gone on it, and we've grown the fodder.
So where to from here, Mike? Do you reckon a larger system would work in this sort of operation?
Yeah, at the moment we're manually loading and unloading, and that takes a reasonable amount of time. Not enough time to fully employ another person, so I've either got to maybe double up the shed or preferably go to some sort of an automatic unload system. And I know Fodder Solutions are working on that, and we're fairly close to having that sort of automated system, and that will get it so that we can easily operate it with our current manpower.
Yeah, so your goal, obviously, in terms of the size of the cattle that you've got on your place, what are you looking at? What do you think?
Yeah, as I said before, we did all our budget numbers on 300 head. I personally think that we'll be able to get up towards 400 head. You know, this is a big commercial operation. We haven't got a whole heap of time either. So the goal for us is to not be spending any more than about an hour a day in the fodder shed. At the moment, we're spending more than that, but with the automation, we believe that we can get it down to, somewhere around that hour a day. That we can handle. We don't have half a day every day to put into feeding cattle, so this needs to be able to just slot right into what we're doing.
Okay, that's great. Thanks a lot for your time, Mike. That's really great.
Our pleasure.